I went to the dentist a couple days ago for like most people go to the dentist probably like twice a year. I go probably 5-6 times a year for like tooth updates and things because like last time they're like, yeah, when we put these teeth on or we put this like plaster on, we left too much of a contoured ridge, and so you're just no matter how much you brush, you're not going to be able to get every food particle out from underneath your gums, and so we need to have you come back in and shave down the top part right where it meets your gums. And he was telling me, he's like he's the dentist is in there in my mouth and the hygienist is there with their tools and everything, and he's like, all right, so what we're going to do here, I have a very soft-spoken dentist, which is good for dentistry, I think, because most people don't enjoy it. And he was like trying to get in there with the little tool or whatever, just like sanding stuff down. And he's like, I just can't get close enough. Susan, can you get me the gum retractor? And I was like, I've never had this tool used in my mouth before. But all it felt just like a hook that he would hook under like the corner of my gums between the teeth. You know how there's like that little point of gum in between your teeth? Like not a big point of gum, but you can kind of see the contouring of your gum around your teeth. And they would take like those little areas and he put a hook there and he pulled it up and then would take the thing and go, and then I remember sitting there for like 5 minutes being like, man, this just fucking sucks. And, and he was like, all right, one down. And I was like, oh fuck. And so he had to do all 6 of my front
I better
teeth.
get a lolly after this.
And he literally told me, he was like, so I'm going to show you a mirror. Doesn't look great right now. What you're going to want to do is put this salve on your gums, brush, use a water pick. I already own a water pick that I use semi-regularly. That stuff is such a pain in the ass. I don't like to use it. But you're going to put about half hydrogen peroxide, half water in there to clean this out. And then I was like, whatever. And he like slathered numbing stuff on my mouth too. And so I couldn't, and it was still hurting. And it was only these top
What did
6,
it look like?
Thankfully. The tool? I don't know.
No. You said your gums. It doesn't look great right now. Did you reveal to like a bloody, like
they brought
zombie mouth?
They brought the mirror down, I would say too soon. Like, it's
like that scene in the first Batman
smile,
movie.
and I'm like, and it's just blood all over my teeth. All like the bottoms of my gums are like red, raw, horrible.
Yeah, it's just like that.
And he's
scene
like,
from
these
the
are going to
first
be
Batman.
fine in a couple days, but you're going to want to definitely take good care of your teeth, of your gums until then. So yeah, it fucking sucked. Like at the end of the day, it's better than having 130-year-old teeth. So I'm fine with that. But Jesus Christ, I am so tired of going to the dentist. And they literally got to the point where
you go 5 times a year. Of course you are.
There's a teeny little chip in this one. Just like I couldn't even put my fingers far enough apart to show it. A little tiny divot. And I was laying in the chair and she was like, all right, we're going to fix that up. And I'm like, no, you just tore my gums up. Like I want to go home.
We're not friends anymore.
Yeah, friendship ended with her.
So were they going to build it up or just file away so they had a normal profile?
It was just, it wasn't even because of the profile. It was just because like when they put all that plaster on, like if here's the front face of my tooth naturally, and here's my gum line up here.
No,
they had too much of, the chip, they would have put more plaster on there. It would have been really fast, but I didn't want to deal with it. And so, yeah, they weren't adding anything else. It was just shaving them down, which I'm pretty, not to toot my own horn. After a lot of this, I'm pretty good at handling dental pain. Like I'm just used to just sitting there, laying there. They do whatever they're going to fucking do. Their little torturous devices. But that gum puller upper thing, there were like a couple times during it where it's like, I'm going to have to tap out. Like this is so fucking painful and terrible, especially when like that grinder thing, he's not a fucking brain surgeon. So he's not like avoiding the gums 100% with that fucking gritty
I don't
sander.
like this story. Like I don't like this. We've been talking about grinding your gums for 5 minutes now, and it's really making me uncomfortable.
When's the last time, or I guess what's the most work either of you have done at the dentist?
I've had a root canal and I've had a tooth pulled.
Woody, you've had a root canal, right?
No, one time I had a cavity.
Oh man, you got some good oral health. One cavity in your life.
Yeah. I also I've told this before, but one time I absentmindedly bit my fork and cracked like my front teeth in a really small way. And it's not that big a deal. They just sort of add some stuff on, form it, and it was painless.
Yeah, that stuff's not too bad. Like getting these actual things put on hurt less than them sanding it down the other day. So,
I'll bet. That sounds horrific. I've had the tooth pulled and I've had the full on root canal, and neither one.
Where did you have the root canal?
In the top, in the back.
Did that hurt? I've never had a root canal.
No. People complain about root canals are pussies. Now,
of course, I know exactly what a root canal is, but for people out there who don't know, describe it in detail as if pretend I'm an idiot.
Okay. They grind the entire top of your tooth sort of flat, and they burrow the entire rotten part of it all the way down till it's nothing but healthy tooth in the center of your molar, and then they drill all the way down through the root of your tooth through the nerve. They drill the nerve out that's coming up into your tooth, and there's like two of them. They're in these canals. That's the that's the root canal. And they drill all that out, and then they inject it with like this plastery plastic shit, and then they wait for that to harden, and then they fill the tooth back in and put a cap on it.
So I have some questions about the pain. If you were to stack rank what was most painful, was it the state you were in that required the root canal beforehand, the procedure, or the recovery?
None of it was bad.
Really?
Before the worst pain was before, because sometimes if I bit on a piece of food just right, it would go up into the tooth and hit the nerve, and that could be an extreme amount of pain. That was bad. But the root canal itself, like I felt like we never got above like a 2 out of 10 on the pain scale. It was mostly uncomfortability, because they had this thing that like opens your mouth and like sort of quarantines the tooth. This whole like blue plastic bullshit that sort of like does this, and the center hole is like.
Are you
tooth.
under or no?
No, I'm fully awake.
I wonder if there was something about your procedure or your doctor that made your experience better than everyone else's. Right? Did you have like a little root canal, if such a thing exists? Or
I got some X-rays somewhere. It didn't look too little. It was the biggest tooth in my mouth. He gave me Novocaine before. He injected that shit into my gums, and we waited for it to actually work, and then he drilled the fuck out of my mouth for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And as the Novocaine wore off, you didn't have some kind of it eventually.
I mean, after I left.
Yeah.
Oh,
the recovery.
They gave me. It started hurting a little bit afterwards, but they gave me. What are they called? They're called like Tylenol 5s or something like that.
Tylenol 3.
Yeah, Tylenol 3. So it's a mixture of Tylenol, which anybody can buy, but a lot of it, and codeine, which you can't buy, which is a narcotic, and that's some good shit.
I disagree.
Well, you haven't had enough of it then.
I don't think everyone reacts the same. Like I know other people too who are like the sort of sickness feeling I get from it is worse than the pain I am avoiding.
Is it an opiate? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because opiates, like I've only taken one ever when my eardrum was about to burst when I was like 18, and it was a Percocet, and all it did was make me feel itchy. And I was
itchy. Oh, I love the itchiness.
Yeah. I did not like the itchiness.
Yeah, get good and scratchy. Get your girlfriend, she scratches you, and you're just high as fuck on codeine.
I remember laying in the bed just like itchy as fuck, but also like the pain was finally gone, and so it was like a trade-off. And then like getting to the end of Wizard of Oz on Netflix and not having the energy to pick something else out to watch, and so I just went to play from beginning and just had it run all the way through again. I wasn't paying any attention.
I was really hungry when I got home from the root canal, and I knew that the Novocaine or whatever was about to wear off and there'd be pain, and I wouldn't be able to eat good food for a while. So I was like, I'm taking advantage of this. How much damage could we do? So I got like those select chicken tenders from McDonald's and just munched them up, not giving a fuck. And I like spat blood by the time I was done, but they were delicious.
Did you guys ever get your wisdom teeth removed?
I did.
The one I had to get cut out and pulled, or just pulled really. That was a wisdom tooth, and he took it out in literally 2 minutes. Like he
really?
Like he gave me the numbing stuff. He came back in. He's like, "You ready to get that tooth out?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" and he fucking clunk, 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 clunk. All right, here it is. Got it. And I was just like, holy shit, that was fast. I barely felt a thing. He's like, yeah. Like I felt pressure because he's prying a tooth out of my head. But like I have it somewhere. It's disgusting. The only issue was he like fractured, he broke it up a lot to getting it out. And 3 pieces afterwards of very sharp fragments of teeth that are like if you took a grain of rice and broke it in half, like that, but tooth. So it's like obsidian. You know how obsidian will break in these weird
sharp.
Yeah, that forced its way through my gum and came out, and like 3 of them, kinda. But that was like left inside of the tooth hole when they sewed it up, and they forced themselves back through my gum over the course of the months and months to follow. And occasionally I'd feel like a little prick back there with my tongue, and I'd just like scratch a little, and then I'd grab it and pull the tooth through my gum. And like, oh, look at that. Throw that away.
He was 70 years old, and he was killed while picking fruit in Portugal. So thank God it's still way over there. Hopefully.
They're here.
Well, but not enough. Nobody's dying here.
I mean, there's hives of them. They're like it's not like they live. They're like solitary creatures.
He died of cardiac arrest caused by anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's a fucking.
This isn't even the. I should have.
Wait, why doesn't that count?
Because it's an allergic reaction.
Yeah,
like if you're allergic, if you're one of the few people like Peanuts killed another guy today. Really? Did they swarm him and sting him until he just died? Well, no, just one peanut he accidentally ate because he happens to be allergic to him. So he went into anaphylactic shock and died.
They shot a handful of him out of a potato gun, carved him up.
I'm not afraid of peanuts or murder hornets. Although I would hate to have to deal with one in real life. They look terrifying.
They look terrible. There actually a lot of hornets look super terrifying. Are murder hornets worse than other hornets?
They're big.
Here's what a Japanese hornet looks like. We have these in Georgia.
So that's what those are. The murder hornet is part Japanese hornet. Those real huge hornets.
They're so fucking big. We had I'm getting an image of one, but I'm bad at things. We had a Japanese hornet hive at the 3/4 of the way down our driveway growing up, and every time we would pull into or out of the driveway, Dad would roll the window in his truck down, stick a 12-gauge shotgun out it, and go boom, 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 and then roll them up. And
that is an ineffective way to kill bugs. Wait, that got rid of them?
Yeah.
Destroyed their
They
home?
were in like at the base of a tree. It was sort of like hollow, and so there was like this like vagina shaped crack in the tree, and the hive was in there. The hive is like bigger than a basketball, and you just blast it every day for like a week, and after that they were done for.
It's a good way. I don't know if I could do that here.
I'm sure he killed the queen.
Neighborhood.
That's probably what did it. I would imagine.
Do wasps have a queen?
Hornets do.
I feel like wasps don't play by bee rules.
I don't think they do. No. Wasps are carnivores. Bees are not.
Wasps and hornets are not. I sort of thought wasps
hornets
were a
are
subset.
Wasps.
Hornets are a subset of wasps. Okay, I had it the other way. Okay.
I mean,
they're scary. I've never been stung by one. I was telling someone just yesterday about whenever I got a penicillin shot for syphilis a year or two ago. They were like, yeah, the doctor was already like, it's going to hurt. And I'm like, Jesus, all right. I don't remember the last time I was warned like that, but okay. And the nurse finally comes in to give me the shot. And I'm like, he said it was going to hurt real bad. He's a fooling, right? And she's just like, oh no, this is going to hurt. And I was just like how bad? What's it going to feel like? And she's like, a hornet sting. Like a hornet sting. And I'm like, I've never been stung by a hornet. What's it going to be like? She's like, I don't know. It's going to be real, real bad. And I'm like bending over this thing so she can jab me in the ass. And I just remember thinking like, all right, don't cry in front of the woman. We're not going to cry. We're not going to flinch.
How old are you for this?
This is this year.
33, 34.
This is like January, dude.
Okay. Here's a young 33. Yeah.
And she they're building it up like she's about to fucking shoot me in the ass with a dart gun, and I'm expecting like the worst pain I've ever felt, and she just goes prick, soup, and I'm just like, the fuck was everybody talking about? Like, this is nothing. This is nothing. Like it legitimately was nothing.
It didn't
like,
turn into anything. I thought the second half of the story was when, then that's when the venom struck. There's something.
It got a little sore. They made it sound like such a big deal, and I was just like, why did they lie to me? I really either because it's not a pain tolerance thing. I do believe I have a high pain tolerance, but
this didn't
not so much
it.
so that I didn't notice what everyone else thinks is a hornet sting. Like, it's not that.
You've never ever been stung by a wasp, hornet?
By wasps a lot, because like that's what. Look, I'm from a small town in Georgia. Our summers were spent fighting wasps. That's how we had fun.
Wait, you did it on purpose?
Yeah. We'd make wasp fighting suits, build wasp fighting weapons, and we would fight wasps. We had an enormous amount of wasps.
I'm from Jersey. When there were wasps by the trash can, we went somewhere else.
We would go after the wasp. We would take the fight to him. like President Bush.
They'd say, Woody, don't throw that away in that one. There's wasps. And I'd be like, thanks for the tip.
I do remember like the first time I got stung by a wasp, like as a kid, when previously to that, I'd only been stung by bees. And bees, like, really not bad. Just kind of like, you fucker. Like, that kind of thing. Like, wasp, that really blindsided me. Like, running around, getting stung. Because, like, in your head, you're like, oh my God, this is the most startling new pain I've ever felt. Like, as a 5-year-old running around out there.
Do you have lots of different kinds of wasps there? Like, lots of different colors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have some faker wasps. You have those faker wasps where it'll be like, you take a nice peek at them and you're like, you're one of those bullshit wasps. You're some kind of fly. Fuck you.
I could blow through you and get right into that theater for one. I mean, for one, I still buy tickets to PG-13 movies and sneak into R1s just for the rush. That's my addiction. Yeah, I'll take one to.
Have you ever bought a ticket, went into the theater, and just stayed all day?
No, I've never.
I've thought of it though.
I'm too antsy. I have to move around more than that. I wouldn't want to watch that many movies back to back.
Ah, well, they've got an arcade.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I watched the movie, timed everything right. Had my lunch there. I figure if I'm eating lunch here, they're profiting plenty. All right, they're not losing a dime off me. I just paid $18 for a hot dog, a Coke, and some fries. They're good. Plus, God knows that that roll of quarters disappeared pretty fast playing Area 51. So,
and with the arcade, every once in a while you get the absolute treat of seeing really, really competitive DDR players, which is. It's just funny to watch, because they're never anyone who, like, you'd be out at a music bar and they'd be out there cutting a rug. It's always some guy who would never dance in public who's just like, boom, 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 boom. They got their hand on the bar behind them to make sure that their stability is clear. Like
they're like half sitting, like, I don't know, they're doing a dip the whole time and just using their feet like hands. It's amazing. It's
pretty impressive. I have a buddy, this was, probably 12 years ago now, but we were probably 16 or so, and he had gotten pretty overweight, and his parents were like, hey, you need to lose some weight, like, from a health perspective. And he's like, I'm not fucking running. I'm not fucking weightlifting. I am building a DDR pad, and I'll do that until I lose weight. And he's like one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. And so he like went and bought touch sensors, and like, cause he's like, I remember I went over to his house once and he was like, Taylor, get a load of this. And he just showed me a listing from like DDR.com for one of their metal things. I'm like, yeah, $1,500 for one. That's quite a bit. He's like, yeah, not doing that. I went to Home Depot, bought everything I needed for $160, and I ordered these sensor pads online. And he built like a fully functional, like screwed in heavy metal with like grip pads on the bottom thing. And I was like, all right, you're not going to lose weight on this. He lost a tremendous amount of weight doing Dance Dance Revolution, to the point that probably 6 months later, I'd seen him multiple times, but never while he was doing DDR. I watched him do one, and his feet, fleet feet,
Yes.
so fast. Like Bruce Lee would have been watching, like, how does he do it? Like that was how fast it was. So if you're fat out there and you don't want to run, you don't want to lift weights, you don't want to eat better, build yourself a DDR pad and get really into one of those I, my little butterfly, diddly diddly dee, doodly doodly doo songs where it makes you step a lot.
I can't see this video very well. Or I'm sorry, I can only see the
I've
top
always
of it.
wondered about these metal straws being dangerous. I've always thought like because sometimes I'll like fuck up and go to sip out of a drink with a straw in it and like stab myself with a plastic straw. And I've thought, I'm glad it was a plastic straw.
Kyle, you have a drinking problem.
Sometimes I
It
do.
was like the guy in airplane was just missing his mouth.
Sometimes I
drinking
stab
problem.
myself with the straw.
Yeah, like
So this is a reusable straw. The problem with reusable straws, how do you clean the middle?
you've got
No,
these
you
pipe
just
cleaner
probably soak
things.
it.
No,
Or
it's this special.
Yeah, just a pipe cleaner, I guess.
It's a bristly pipe cleaner. It's like got a metal handle and a very almost like a toilet brush type end on it, and you just go in and out. And
It's also a fucking straw. Like you could put some Dawn in the tip and run water through it for a while, and then put some on the other side, run water through it. It's going to be fine.
I think you're right, although it might dry slow and be yucky, but I don't usually give my straws that much attention.
See, I don't either because I like plastic straws. I've said from the beginning, don't go back and check that that this paper straw thing is going to lead to metal straw use. And the first woman in Britain was walking around having her tea with her metal straw or some drink, tripped. The metal straw went Batman style, what the Joker did, threw her eye into her brain, killed her. Threw her eye into her brain and killed her. All
it was
because
a 10-inch straw.
because she couldn't use a plastic straw. You think people are using metal straws if there are plastic ones available? Hell no. But you can't use the paper ones because then you're like on the clock to drink your drink super fast because it'll get slurry and like stick to your lips and become just a, paper mist and mush in your drink, and you don't need that. So,
Oh, Miss Struthers. Apparently, Mandy said in a statement read in the inquest that her partner had been a former jockey and was prone to falls after a horseback injury when she was 21. She has
Oh.
scoliosis, a curvature of the spine, and had dealt with substance abuse issues, her wife said. Oh.
and she died not from the substance abuse, not from something akin to her falling off a horse, but from a metal straw. That's how dangerous these things are.
I go through so many straws, and these like I've started polluting as much as I can in my 30s, so I only use these plastic cups once each. I just fill the trash can up with them. I don't recycle either. I refuse. I
was
refuse
reading
to
something
recycle.
that like for a while now, all of our recycling has been like a smoke and mirrors nonsense thing because China used to buy all of our trash, and now China's like, we make enough. We're not buying your trash anymore. And so like a lot of it just ends up, our recycling and our waste just goes to the same landfill in a lot of circumstances because it's no longer being shipped in giant ass crates over to
They
China.
were burning it for fuel anyway.
You know what I
with
don't like
their
about
tires.
recycling? I feel like they should be buying my recycling, right? Instead, I pay to have my recycling taken, and then someone else gets free raw materials. They just take
Smart.
paper and water, stir it together, make new paper, and sell it. And I'm like, that's so much cheaper than chopping trees down and turning that into paper. The
gotta
plastic, like I'm just giving away raw materials so that you can make my. Why aren't I
Fuck
cut
you,
in on
I'm
this?
burning my paper from now on.
And these paper
That
straws,
might happen.
ugh, they're terrible.
Are
Oh,
they?
they stick to your lip.
Oh.
They
Yeah.
stick to your lips, and if you don't drink your drink fast, it becomes mush.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think
Ted
I'd like.
Turner's restaurant uses those. I remember like he's been using them for like a decade. And I just remember going in there and ordering his ridiculous bison burger for like $25.
Nice. Ooh,
And
that's
then-
a pricey burger.
It was not good either. It's too lean. And then just like they're the fat paper straws. They're like, I don't know how big, like a peanut would definitely fall straight through it. And just being like fucking stuck in my like as I pull away from the drink, it's in my mouth. It's stuck to my lip. It's on me.
I would hate that. Do you guys get the shivers if you lick like a popsicle stick, the wooden
Yeah.
stick?
Yeah,
so I'm
I know
not
exactly
alone
what you're
on
talking
that.
about. I'll get that from paper sometimes too. Like if I rub my fingers on paper the wrong way,
I
I'll
can't
get
touch cotton.
a shiver. Yeah, some people are like that tactile response is different for different people. For me, it's paper, and exactly what you said, Woody. Yeah, I've never had it from cotton though.
I would
can't touch
imagine a
cotton.
plastic straw would not sit right with me.
Mm-mm.
You mean a
I-
paper straw?
Yeah, I said it wrong. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think I've ever
yeah.
tried a paper straw though.
I
Yeah,
can't
there are
touch
some places
cotton,
around here that stopped serving
the ends
straws
of a
altogether.
Q-tip. Can't touch the ends of a Q-tip, any sort of cotton at all.
Really?
I can't touch it.
Yeah, that
I would
wouldn't
have been
bother
a terrible slave. I'd have ran away the first day.
Do you hate that like feeling when you pinch the cotton and you rub it?
Yeah.
me. Can you put it in your ear?
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought it might be for some reason.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
gotta clean
why.
your ears.
Oh no, like I can't take loose cotton and put it in there. I would.
No, but I was talking
But a
about a Q-tip.
A Q-tip's fine, but I can't touch the end of the Q-tip.
Yeah, you
Dude,
gotta
Q-Tip
hold it in
is
the middle.
running the most hilarious
Yeah.
campaign for their products ever, where they're just like, you can use it for fucking wiping up small messes.
You can touch your
You can use
forehead.
it. You can get makeup off with it. Don't put it in your ear though, because that would result in lawsuits. And it's like, who are we all kidding? Who's using those for anything
I
but
like
that?
the small messes.
Yeah, very-
Have you ever spilled a drop? Well, do I have the product for you?
I was watching Monty Python the Holy Grail because it was on I think either Amazon or Netflix, and I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. And I remember laughing super hard as a kid, and I was still laughing pretty hard at a lot of it, not as hard as usual, or I guess usual being 20 years ago. And still the part that gets me, and it got me back then harder than anything, where they're like, and what floats? Like
A dog.
wood, a duck, very, very small rocks. When it says very small rocks, I just lose it. That is such a classic movie.
I love it when they're gonna fucking they've got that witch that they've caught, and it's like, well, look at her. She looks like a witch. She's dressed like one. You put these clothes on me. Look at her nose. You put this nose on me. It's fake.
Are you saying this is not your true nose? No, it's a false one. And he like lifts it up,
And it's
and
clearly
looks-
a false one.
and he
It's like
puts
a,
it
it's like
back.
a hollowed out gourd with strings that go around the back.
And the way they play up the king being the wise one, where they're like, and what else floats? No, wood, very small rocks, frogs, and then he yells, a duck. Like with like absolute wise confidence.
if she weighs more than a duck, she's a witch.
Yeah.
Just such nonsense. Yeah, I like the movie. I watched it maybe 6 or 8 months ago or something to laugh my ass off. When he's having the fight with the knight, the Black Knight or whatever it is, and he's just like, "You fought valiantly, Sir Knight, but it's over now. The battle is done."
It's like, no, it isn't. Your arm's right there on the ground. No, it isn't.
Just but a flesh wound.
But a flesh wound. Oh, get back here! I'll bite your legs off. Yeah,
He leaves him as just a stump.
yeah,
Just a fucking stump.
Still alive, sitting
Still
there.
alive somehow. So my dad never dipped, but my uncle and my cousin both like either chewed tobacco, like red man chewing tobacco, or dipped for a long time. I think my uncle smokes now, but
Switch back.
yeah, he switched back. And I think Scott maybe goes back and forth. I haven't seen him in a while, but last I saw him, he'd go back and forth, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And so like they would be working with my dad and they'd be spitting in bottles. And my dad had to come up with this rule where like, you take your fucking bottle with you. I've had it. This is the end. You take, because what happened one day is like, it was a hot summer's day.
Oh no!
And dad had been working hard and he's just all sweaty and real thirsty. And he hops in the truck, starts it up, gets that AC cranked up, and he's just parched. And he looks in the console, and look at there, right there in the cup holder is a nice Dr. Pepper, about half full. And so he grabs that Dr.
with
Pepper
extra pulp. Yeah.
and he's just like glump, glump, glump. Oh! He just like crawls out of the truck, like vomiting on the ground. And everybody's like, "What happened?" And he's just like, "Please fucking spit." That was the end. That was the end of that. Forevermore after that, like spit bottles were not allowed. And if you were going to have a spit bottle, you could only spit in like a Mountain Dew bottle or a Sprite bottle or a water bottle.
Exactly.
You can't spit in a fucking Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, a cola bottle. That's not.
Spit it. If you spit on the ground, in my mind anyway, it's instant gone. Just spit in the grass.
Or if
A
you're in
lot
a
of them
car,
are doing
though,
it inside, and so like it has to. The bottle has to be marked. It has to be resealed after every spit. Like I remember. Oh, dude, I used to get so mad in like it was. I guess when we would come back from college in between like semesters, and I'd throw a party at my mom's house, and the next morning after cleaning up, like, and the whole time they'd be like, "No, dude, like I take a red Solo cup and I put a bunch of paper towels in there, and then I spit, and it just absorbs it all." And the next morning, I'm walking around just like, just trying to throw these things
glad I'm
away
not the only
because
one.
they reek.
Yeah,
They're
I
horrific.
thought you guys were gonna be like, Woody, it's no big deal. It's just a little spittle. But you're on the same side.
you ever seen those old people that have the I think it might be called snus or snuff. I don't know which. They have those tall tins of snuff that look like a salt shaker, and they snort it.
No.
It's like
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it's like old timey.
I think it's snus.
If you've never seen anyone out there too, Nathan For You, it's one of the funniest fucking shows. He's the guy who goes around to failing businesses and
he's great.
will come up with ideas. Like he went to a coffee shop, and this is the one that got the most attention. He's like, all right, so Starbucks is popular. We're going to make your coffee shop dumb Starbucks. And under parody law, they can't come after us as long as we make sure that it's a parody. And like he makes a store, and it's just the exact same branding on the outside as Starbucks. And the whole goal was to trick people into thinking it's a Starbucks, but it just says the word dumb above it. And then you go to the menu, and they'll be like, I'll have a venti mocha latte. And he's like, you have to order a dumb venti mocha latte. Oh, I'll have a dumb venti mocha latte. And it's all the same thing. And Starbucks got so mad, they like sued and had it closed down. Because they didn't
it became
like dumb
national
Starbucks.
news.
Yeah.
They were selling T-shirts, like there were huge lines outside, like local news reporters were showing up, like it was ridiculous. It's his best bit ever. It's hilarious.
This one guy, he faked a viral video years and years ago of a pig swimming out to save a goat at a petting zoo, and it got huge on the internet before he revealed that like the pig had like a harness and someone was pulling a rope under the water, and like the goat was never in any danger. It was so over the top. You might be able to find that if you look for it. He does another one where
my god,
he goes to this he goes to this guy who's a private eye or a private investigator, and the guy's like, I don't have any Yelp reviews, I don't give a fuck about Yelp reviews, and getting mad that he didn't have any reviews. And so he finds a bunch of actors that look similar to him, and then like an Asian guy who kind of looks nothing like him, and he puts them all in the same clothes as him, and he has them like diffuse so he can like escape to test how good the guy is at finding people. And it is so fucking. One guy had a toy company, and he had this stupid toy, this ball that nobody wanted, no kids wanted, and so he had like focus groups with kids, and they're like, he was like, would you guys like to play with this? Would you like this? And they're like, no. And he's like, that's interesting, because we've actually recently found out that the only people who don't like to play with this toy are babies. Are you a baby? And they're like 6 years old, and like, no. And it's like, well, you said you didn't like the toy, so only babies don't like this toy. And like before long, all the kids are like, I want it. And they're like, yeah, you gonna go ask your mom for the toy? And like bullies a kid into going to find the fucking toy. It is one of the most laugh out loud hilarious shows I've ever watched.
What's it called again?
It's called Nathan For You. It's basically like all gas, no brakes delivery on those interviews. Very good, very fucking funny. Nathan For You is the kingpin of these interviews. It is so uncomfortable when he tries to make people be his friend.
Yes. He's straight faced. He never cracks a smile. It's very uncomfortable.
It's so fucking uncomfortable.
I just watched the pig save the goat. I'd never seen that before, and I didn't watch it from the episode. I watched like the viral video.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh, that pig saved the goat. That's great. Like it looks like a pig is saving a goat.
And the woman on that episode who owns the failing petting zoo is like, but people are gonna know it's fake. Aren't they gonna be mad when they find out it's fake? And he's like, we don't need to worry about that. That's okay. It was so fucking funny. I'm trying to think of more great bits from that show. It's nonstop laughing. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. I don't think he's still making it, which fucking sucks. I can't see how they wouldn't continue that show. A lot of the business ideas he has are like ingenious in their own way. Like they make like let me see if I can find it.
Oh, there's 5 seasons of this. Where's
Oh,
it?
yeah.
I'm looking to see where it's streaming at. Oh, it's on HBO Max. Holy shit.
Oh,
Okay.
where is it? Oh, fuck.
Writer, director, comedian Nathan Fielder. Business degree combines that with knowledge of unusual life experiences to help boost their sales.
The best one he ever did was it's season 1, episode 7. So start watching that one if you want. And it's called The Claw of Shame. And he's tied up like a magician would, like head, arms above his head, and he's on a stage, and he has to undo his handcuffs before a robot that they've programmed to grab hooks around his pants and pull them down. And the audience is full of children, and there's a cop standing by. And so if he doesn't unlock his handcuffs, he will be arrested for exposing himself to children. So, it is so fucking funny of an idea. And he like goes around and like confirms, and he's like, Officer Smith, just confirming, if those pants do come down, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to arrest you. You've broken the law. Like, initially, they were going to have somebody pull his pants down, but they're like, well, that would make him aiding and abetting, and we would have to do that. And so they had to find a robot, like, arm guy to program it on an automated loop to, like, over the course of a minute, pull his pants down slowly. It's tremendous.
That's awesome. It's on HBO Max if you want to watch. I'm going to watch. I had forgotten about this show.
It's really good. You would like it too, Woody. It's so good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think, it's bottom shelf liquor, and amongst the bottom
Can you
shelf
explain
liquor,
that to me?
you got like 3 grades of alcohol, and it's sort of the lower tier of alcohol. But for its price point, it's pretty good.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression that it was
That it competes with Jameson, like he says.
I get my information from Connor himself.
Well, if you like Jameson, then probably I think Jameson's disgusting. I don't like that stuff anyway. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I don't think his liquor's good because I don't like that kind of liquor. I don't like liquor at all. I want something to make that liquor taste better.
How many times have you tried it? Like, did you mix
Once.
it with something?
No, I wanted to taste it.
Did you
and
own
see
the
what was
bottle or
going
just
on.
taste it?
I bought a bottle.
Oh, okay. So you had all you wanted. You put maybe a whole glass or something. Was it literally one swallow and you said never again?
I mean, I've done that with a few different things. Like I've had some very expensive bottles that I end up being like, well, this turned out not to be for me. Who wants some of this? And just giving it to one of Kitty's friends or something like that. Because it's
Okay.
just I can't.
Jack Daniels is like that for me. That shit tastes horrible.
It
I
looks
watched,
neat though.
Bad.
Wait,
You ever see Man on Fire?
It does look cool. No.
Man on
Or,
Fire
yeah,
with
I've seen Man
Denzel?
on Fire. Yeah.
Denzel Washington is like an alcoholic in that movie, and he's sitting there. There's a scene where he's sitting there and he's playing that song, Blue Bayou. I'm going back someday. Won't you stay on Blue Bayou? And he's like doing this little trick with his gun where he like loads it real quick and then ejects the shell, and he catches the bullet before in the air. And he's drinking so much Jack. He just every time he does that, pours more Jack. Pours more Jack. And by the end, he like misses the bullet. He's so drunk. He's lost his edge or whatever. And I was watching that movie, and I watched the whole movie. It's like, this is fucking cool. I want some Jack Daniels. Denzel makes it look like it's delicious. And I went to the store and I got a big fucking like 5th of Jack Daniels, and I was like, it even looks cool. And I poured myself a little glass, and I went like my mouth is under the sink washing the taste of the Jack Daniels out, and I just went, Scott, would you like a bottle of Jack Daniels? He's
It's
like,
a
what's wrong with it? I was like, I don't know, whatever they put in it.
The trouble with
Well, it's
this
really
one is
gross.
it tastes like Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that's the main issue. And then I
It
had like a
looks
bottle
cool,
of
though.
Glenfiddich.
Like, if you like spin it
Give
in
it a
the
stir.
glass, there's almost like a residue that's left behind. Like it's syrupy thick.
I've had some Macallan that I didn't care for. I've had Glenfiddich. I try to like because that's Tony Soprano's drink. He likes Glenfiddich, and is not a fan
That
of
stuff's
that either.
expensive.
Yes, it is.
What
Or
are
can
you a
be, I
fan
guess.
of? Absolutely.
I really enjoy Tito's vodka. I think there's a vodka called Smithworks vodka, which is like a cheaper version of Tito's, but
What
I
was
just
it?
stick with Tito's.
Tequila too, right?
Yeah, I like expensive tequilas, like in the sort of like $70 to $120 price range, somewhere in there.
How much?
Not a ton, you know.
I don't know how
you
to ask how much $70 is, but like, how much?
you get like either a 500 mil, about 750 milliliters.
It's like a
you know,
fifth bottle.
So you would drink maybe
Yeah.
half of that in a drinking episode.
ooh, if you're going hard as fuck, yeah.
Okay,
Well, I mean,
okay,
there was
that'd
that
be
one drinking
hard.
episode where I drank a whole fucking fifth. Oh my god, that was
You
You even
awful.
spilled over into a different fifth.
Yeah, I did.
That was a
Fuck that.
a moment of champions.
That was disgusting. But normal drinking, you know, that bottle's gonna last like a couple of weeks or something like that because I'm just pouring like a few shots of it and drinking. I get out the lime and the salt and everything and make an experience out of it. But Cenote, Cenote, that's probably my favorite so far. That's the one that comes. Yeah, it looks like Ceno. I think it's pretty sure it's pronounced Cenote. It's the one that comes in that really fancy bottle that's got like that brass egg goblet type stopper in the top, and the bottle's got like a beautiful waterfall on the front, and it's like this. It's not smooth glass; it's beveled. It's like this beveled light blue color. I don't know. I like the bottle's half the experience for me, but it tastes quite good too.
There's that one kind of vodka that, or not vodka, tequila that, like 1800, 1700 something. And
1800,
like, yeah. The top is a shot glass, and you're supposed to be able to turn the bottle upside down with the cap on there and have it fill up. And then it's like, then you flip it back around. And it's like, remove the cap, but I just got a shot poured to put in my drink or whatever. And I must be retarded because all it made me do is spill tequila all over the place, just all over my counter, messed it up. So, and also it wasn't good. Like, I found that like ever since you gave the advice where you're like, it's not about the tequila, how expensive it is. It's about making sure it's 100% agave.
It's a big part.
I just pick I rarely buy hard alcohol, but when I get tequila, like I'll just pick the cheapest one that says 100% agave, and it's all good. Like, it's fine.
That cenote stuff. I mean, like when you sip it straight, it's like this doesn't have like an overwhelming alcohol taste. It has a tequila taste, which is very different. It's a taste that I actually like. Look, I'd rather have a Coca-Cola, right? Like, nothing tastes better than a fucking Coca-Cola or like some sweet tea or even like any of the sugary sodas. Like, they're delicious. You don't compare it to that. But amongst alcohols, like, take a sip of some fucking Absolute vodka and then take a sip of that Cenote tequila, and you're gonna be like, I'll stick with the tequila. Dear God, what was that other shit? Vodka's disgusting to me, straight.
I cannot tell the difference between any kind of vodka and any other kind of vodka I've ever tried in my life, unless it's the bottom of the bottom shelf. It all is about how cold it is to me.
You know what's good that I can't buy, but I've
Cold's
had
important.
moonshine. I've had moonshine that tastes like apple pie, and it's like deceptively tasty. They warned me, and they were right. They were like, Woody, careful. This tastes good, and it will get you fucked up. So don't go drinking it like it's sweet tea, because you could drink a whole glass of it and ruin yourself.
It depends how they're making the moonshine. So there's a couple different things going on there. What you can take Bacardi, you can take the most powerful alcohol that you can lay your hands on. It's just like clear liquor, which is usually Bacardi 151. It's 151 proof. So,
or Everclear,
5.5% alcohol by volume, really high. But legitimate moonshine is like close to 200 proof. If we're talking about going from 75% alcohol to like 95% alcohol, it's like going from like regular old marijuana over here to some delicious shatter over here that you're burning through a big tall daddy rig with some butane.
That's how I
Sounds
do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know some of these
rig.
words.
Yeah.
Well, your big daddy rig and your quartz bubbler. But it's a big difference.
I have to tell you, in my life, I've never thought about being tortured and biting down on bamboo, but I will now.
That's all there is in Vietnam. That's how it was.
Or what is it they make you bite down on? Like a rag or
Piece of
leather, right?
I'm making that up.
Leather, something like that, or like just like a wooden bit or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never.
Don't they fold a belt in half a lot?
Yeah, that would do the trick.
By the way, when we keep saying they, who are we referring to?
These are the bad guys in Rambo too, maybe.
The terrorists.
Exactly.
Whoever's-
They didn't give him anything to bite down on in Rambo 2.
Chuck
When the
Norris film, maybe?
flashback.
Now, when we're saying Rambo 2, of course you're just saying Rambo. Because First Blood is technically Rambo 1.
Mhm.
Or you think Rambo is Rambo and then Rambo 2.
Well,
You don't
Rambo
know-
2 is Rambo First Blood Part 2. It was the title.
Right. Is that the one, when you say Rambo 2, is that the one you're thinking of? Or are you thinking of the
Yeah.
second Rambo with the Rambo title?
Well,
The second in the series is the one where he went to Vietnam and freed the POWs who were still there, I suspect.
yeah, they'd been there. They was like 84 and they were still there, which was the premise of a lot of those movies back then. You know, Hollywood was like, we can still win Nam, boys. Don't worry. It's like, it's the 80s. And they were going back. And Chuck Norris did a couple of those movies too.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you think that right now, at your age, right now, in the shape you're in, you could beat up Chuck Norris?
Oh,
Like-
no.
Ooh,
Wait,
what is
like-
his
like-
age?
He's got the power of Christ on his side also. That's different.
Like current Chuck Norris, right?
Chuck Norris.
I think Chuck Norris is a small guy. Like I was watching a Chuck Norris movie today. And even in that movie at his peak, like he was fit, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
Like,
he's
he was-
80. Yeah, I got that bitch.
But
Ooh,
yeah, I
he's
think
80?
we can all beat up Chuck Norris, honestly.
He's 80
because
and he's 5'8".
that's where I was heading.
I'm
I
gonna
think he's
destroy
short.
you.
So what's
Yeah.
your right now? So say I know you just said you could take that bitch. So right now, what's your strategy? Are you bum rushing him? Are you squaring off with him and dancing
Yeah,
around?
I'm gonna double
If
leg.
he even
I'm
gets
gonna-
a good hit on me, I will give him permission to execute me.
I
Afterward.
think you double leg Chuck Norris immediately and just like follow him to the ground, and that impact alone is gonna fuck him
Or just
up.
delay the fight 15 minutes. He might die. He's 80 years old.
Even at his age, if you gave him space, I'm sure he could still kick you right in the fucking face.
I don't know about that. 80 is there's a lot of bone density you lose at 80,
What is the last,
and like
what's the last big public physical thing he did? Something from like 1978.
I mean, he did some Super Bowl commercials like 8 years ago, maybe. But like the last time he was in anything action related was like back in the Lone Wolf McQuaid days.
Texas Ranger, right? Didn't he do the Texas Ranger?
Ranger. Now Texas Ranger Chuck Norris probably kicks my ass.
Would not probably, dude. Definitely.
What's his martial arts background anyway? Because like I'm always skeptical about like Hollywood tough guys.
No, he was an actual fighter. So that was one of the things when people used to, and I could be wrong, but I don't think so. When people used to ask who would win in a fight between you and Bruce Lee, I think one of his responses was always like, Bruce Lee was amazing and skilled, but I actually fought. And he did it. I think that's one of the things he would say, I've actually been in fights, sanctioned fights, and he hadn't. But I don't think Chuck Norris is a fake tough guy. But I think you could Google if he fought professionally. But I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I will say, based on his Wikipedia page, this picture of him 5 years ago where he was 75, that is a fantastic looking 75-year-old.
Yeah,
He
let me
looks
see.
tremendous.
Yeah.
Let me just on his wiki. And, they always use like really very flattering portrait photos for.
Yeah, this is also a very low quality picture.
Yeah,
Oh, come on, guys. First of all, he looks absurd. He's
He
wearing
looks
that
good.
light blue blazer with that turtleneck.
Yeah, but the turtleneck makes
that wig.
that.
this is a clear eye for the straight guy. Just look at how he looks for a 75-year-old.
He looks like a pussy is what he looks like.
Oh my! I think the gauntlet has been thrown.
I publicly challenge Chuck Norris to a fight to the death at his leisure at my house anytime.
I would love to see him show up in that turtleneck because that turtleneck.
Kyle. Yeah.
So
If
Chuck
you get-
Norris,
If you get this Chuck Norris wearing that turtleneck, I think you just have to not come out of your house for a while.
Yeah, you have to go into some kind of recluse Ted
Yeah.
Kaczynski existence.
Yeah, I have no fear of Chuck Norris at this point. Again, not saying he was a fake tough guy. I'm just saying he's an 80-year-old man.
I agree with you, and I'm saying I would much rather fight Chuck Norris than any of the three of you. Like all three of you would be way harder to beat up than Chuck Norris because you're all young people. Your bones aren't shit. What are you? I'm lumping you in.
Young
Take your W's. Yeah.
Younger, all right. Woody's not 80 fucking years old. Like we
No.
joke, but he's just
So-
like 8 years older than me or something.
When Woody was born, Chuck was Woody's current age.
Let me throw this out at you because we all know that Seagal isn't as old as Chuck Norris, but he has put on a couple of LB.
Here's the thing about Seagal, though.
Okay.
6'4" and got to be close to 300 pounds these days.
Right.
Threatening
Also-
4.
Also a legitimate martial artist. The guy, like he taught he taught for a long time.
Can I jump in with the legitimate martial artist? Let me just remind you that like he used to call himself like I'm a black belt, I could kill you. And real martial artists would say, cool, let's fight. And he would say no because I fight to the death. And they'd be like, cool. And he'd back out. So like
That is such a cool excuse. To
Josh
not
is
fight.
right. No, Chuck
true.
Norris is way more legit than Steven Seagal ever was.
I agree.
Yeah. No, Chuck
Well,
Norris
look
is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a black
he?
belt in karate. He was a competitive karate fighter for many years. He's won like
Yeah.
American tournaments and stuff like that. I don't know if competitive karate is quite UFC, right? I don't know what those rules are exactly. It might be like
It's just karate back then.
yeah. In Taekwondo, I could be wrong on this. I'm not an expert, but I think a lot of their scores are just counted by touches. Like if I get my foot on your chest, I get a point. But that's
Yeah,
not
but
really based on damage.
That's not what the karate tournaments were, I think, fights.
Okay.
And I think Seagal, and I would say the one thing about somebody like Seagal who's 6'4", 300, to me, all you got to do is last more than a minute. If you can last more than a minute, I think he's just going to be, from that point on, 30 seconds of heavy breathing.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets those big meaty paws on you in the first 25 seconds. You're going to have that 35 seconds you're waiting for him to burn out. It's going to be the hardest 35 seconds of your life because he's going to be bringing those holiday hams down right on you.
You know he's still making action films.
That's outrageous.
He made a movie like last year where he's like an Army Special Forces Ranger, super duper Navy SEAL, whatever the fuck, and he's in like a desert country with like a bunch of other like guys who are 20 years old who should be there. And there's a part where his buddy gets shot and Seagal has to drag him to safety. And it's so clear that Seagal doesn't have the strength to drag his buddy to safety, and that he's just like holding the guy's collar with about this much strength, and then a wire just just reels. Somebody's back there like,
You mentioned this before.
Mr. Seagal needs more attention.
Taylor.
The reason he can do that is because he owns his own production company. And so, like, he's the grand poobah on set. And if he wants you pulled by a wire because he's too lazy or enabled, has a total inability to do it, he can. So, pretty
Who's
cool.
more believable as an action star? Oh, Josh, you want to go?
When you see him fight now, it's all close up. You don't ever get to see him act. Yeah, that's the stuff. It's all that, and then you see the action, but they don't do.
And then this number. Yeah! I love that move. That move he does it every movie at least once, where he traps their wrist and he like takes a knee in front of them and just goes, Gah! And just snaps it over his shoulder, and they're just like, ah! Like, I love that move. Do you know how hard it is to snap a wrist?
Yeah,
He makes it look easy.
I will say, as far as their movies go, early Seagal, like I like Seagal's movies more than Van Damme, and I like Seagal's movies more than Chuck Norris. Like Seagal, those early Seagal movies,
Under Siege.
but also because he was doing a form of martial arts that I hadn't seen in movies before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was so much of him using other people's body weight.
Is it
Tai
akimbo?
Chi
Is that what he
shit.
does? Is
It's
it
called
Yeah.
Aikido. Yeah.
Aikido? That's what it is.
So it was super cool to watch, and he was so much more fluid than some of those other guys. So I think his early movies were great, but like his later ones are just like are tough.
His hair's jet black too.
Yeah.
He's got this wig on. It's jet black, and he'll always wear like. Oh man, there was this love scene in his last one. I think Cumtown did a funny bit on it where they like do a joke commentary over it, and he's like hooking up with like literally like a gorgeous 25-year-old like petite woman, and he's in bed wearing a leather jacket to hide how fat he is. He just
looks terrible.
He looks terrible, and thank God they just fade to black. and then the next morning, just happens.
The sex has to be implied. He's so fat.
Yes.
They
It's
can't
implied.
even, do you think that they initially had the sex scene written in there, and then they saw him turn, and then just that weight of his gut? And
No. If he owns his own production company, they filmed the sex and then cut it from the final production.
They were like,
he's like, yeah, I look terrible. Cut that.
they were like,
I already got the
Sensei
crop appeal.
Seagal, this is not going to work, sir.